This is CryptoTube, welcome to the channel. In today's video, giving you an update on Ramp Defi. This is one I covered around 2 months ago with an initial investigation and deep dive. If you don't know anything about Ramp, but you see that it is trending right now, come and check out this video down here before watching this one, as you're just going to get a broad understanding of what Ramp is setting out to do, which is unlocking the liquidity on staked assets on non-Ethereum blockchains. This then allows users to unlock some of that liquidity and deploy it in DeFi, whether yield farming or just simply gaining an interest rate on the likes of BlockFi using a stablecoin asset. You can just generate more yield. So it's a real value add to non-Ethereum based blockchains and their communities. And if you like the content in today's video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and ping the notification bell on. So this is Ramp, and we covered this at 1.8 cents. It is now roughly up in 8x, and it is starting to really show its true potential here as they're rolling out their features. In terms of its price, market cap now 18.6 million. Clearly we've had a pullback over the last day or so, but it is recovering rather well. And so this is a nice opportunity to actually get involved with this one before we see more capital flow into these lower cap altcoins. So when there is blood in the markets, there is opportunity, and I think Ramp is one of those opportunities right now. This is the chart, and as you can see, over the period, start of December, it started to get some mentions, some notoriety here. It cooled off once again over the Christmas period, and then going into early January, it started its rise as we're seeing a rollout of multiple chains, many integrations, and the vaults that it runs are attracting a lot of liquidity right now. To actually get this one, Uniswap is your best bet, as if you look at the +2 to -2% depth here, there is liquidity there, whereas on these other exchanges there's no real liquidity. I looked on Hotbit, but you would essentially inflate the price quite a bit if you're putting anything more than a few $100 in. So Uniswap is the place to be. It cost me roughly $25 in gas to buy some more Ramp today. You'll also notice the number of holders is increasing quite rapidly. It was roughly 1,100 when I first covered this. Now we're up to 3,700 and growing pretty much by the minute. So this is definitely one that is hot property right now. So these are the products that run the ecosystem for Ramp. We got our stake, our mint, the vaults themselves, treasury, and burn. As you can see, the stake, the vaults, and the burn are currently running, whereas the treasury and mint are going to be rolled out in Q1. So over the next couple of months, we're going to see a full rollout of this ecosystem, and it will start to really flourish. So at the moment, the plan of action is as follows. You take your non-ERC20 asset, so for example, IOST are integrated with this. You would take your IOST and you would put it into a smart contract. The Ramp team will then run a staking node of IOST. 70% of the staking rewards go back to the IOST holders. The remaining amount goes to the R burn area for buybacks and burns of the Ramp token. It's a deflationary token. So you're going to get 70% of the staking rewards, but for this you're going to get RUSD. This is the stablecoin, the Ramp USD coin, and then you can swap that into USDC, USDT, those kind of assets here. You could go yield farming, you could put them in BlockFi like I mentioned for an 8.6% APR, but essentially this unlocks some of your capital, and then you can go and earn a yield on top of this. So your original staking portfolio is now put on steroids, and you can go ahead and generate greater yields than you could do beforehand. And these things can be done directly through the vault. So the vault is going to have more products enabled, and this just means when you get into Ramp and into the DeFi ecosystem they built here, you can stay within it simply. And this is what the vault area looks like. We'll have a look at in a minute, but it's going to have more products on here, which is going to mean more opportunities to earn and an easy user interface for new users. So at this moment in time, you can wrap your tokens into our stake those assets, receive 70% of the rewards back. You can then utilize some of the vaults that are open at this moment in time. All in the while you are receiving Ramp tokens for doing this. This is the kicker. You get Ramp tokens for getting involved with this ecosystem. So staking rewards plus Ramp tokens plus the ability to move your funds into yield farming opportunities and other things in DeFi. The Ramp tokens are continually being burned through this mechanism down here. And then what we have to come is the minting process that will actually give you the RUSD stablecoins. So this is not live as yet. And then the treasury as well. And this will be coming live in 2021 here. The Ramp token is used for staking. It is also deflationary. It can be used as a collateral asset. Gives you staking opportunities, and through the staking opportunities you get value distribution as stakers get rewarded in Ramp tokens, and it is also a governance token as well for the ecosystem. If you're staking Ramp, you can also get an increased efficiency on farming as well, so it pays to be in both of these vaults over here. So this team has stayed on track and ticked off all their roadmap items for 2020, and now we move into 2021 here. Launch of the Ramp Ignite 2021 master plan, and also marketing partnerships with content creators. And we'll look at 2 content creators that I believe are on board with this a bit later, but it doesn't stop just there. We've also got new protocol integrations, a Ramp Alliance, more vaults and community products, and another bounty program as well. So a lot going on in this ecosystem in Q1 of 2021, and this is why it's going to start to really pick up. So over the last week, you would have seen on their Twitter a lot of bullish sentiment. It has been growing in terms of not only price and market cap, but number of addresses, getting multiple mentions from Lark Davis here. It was in his Wealth Mastery report. They had some details from the Ramp team there. So many investors seeing that for the first time. It has been covered with TA sessions by Scott Melker, who's been very intrigued by this and says it is very bullish. Again, we've got Lark Davis, we've got Elon Trades making announcements of this and showing that this is an undervalued crypto, and integrations with some very big blockchains here. So all in all, a lot of good news coming from Ramp. Let's have a little look at some of those stories. So our burn, the burning mechanism of this, which makes it deflationary, began on December the 31st. And as you can see, 50,000 Ramp tokens have been burnt already out of that 1 billion total supply. But this comes directly from the current circulating supply, of which there's around 118 million tokens currently. You can follow the buyback wallet address and the burn addresses directly through this Medium page. So with the staked assets, they generate yield, 30% remains with Ramp. They go and buy back Ramp from the open market on Uniswap. They buy it back, they burn it. As simple as that. 50,127 have been burnt so far. And this was a simple buyback and burn process until they recently announced another upgrade and another update to this that makes it even more ingenious. So using 1 inch, they are able to place limit orders on their market on Uniswap, and therefore they have a rebasing buyback and burn mechanism now. And this is the first that I've seen in the industry, and I'm sure this blueprint will be copied by other projects. So they say that it's understood that fees are generated via Ramp's R-Stake application, but instead of simply buying back and burning those tokens immediately, what they're going to do is have a pool of ready Ramp buyers that they're creating via a Uniswap limit order on the 1 inch exchange. These limit orders essentially provide value support for Ramp at key support levels, and this assures you that sell pressure is absorbed by these limit orders. So in a way, as an investor in this, you know that there is continual support on the market for Ramp tokens provided by this mechanism. And once these limit orders are met and repurchased, these are then burned, and that is a removal from the circulating supply. And as price actually grows in the future, they will rebase this level to new support price levels. So if the price goes up to say 50 cents, for example, they would raise the repurchase limit orders to say 45 cents and try and build a base of support there once more. This creates a powerful economic feedback loop where newly upgraded R-burn powers recurring upwards rebasing of Ramp value while mitigating downward pressure on Ramp value at the same time. So this team is actively trying to increase the token price through various methods here. So for once, you're with a project that is batting on the same team as you. So the governance structure is going to be rolled out as well during Q1, and the parameters of this rebasing buyback and burn will be voted on by token holders. And these parameters will be things like the key level for value support, so trying to decide which levels we want to support at, the percentage of funds for value maintenance, or the active buyback executions. So these will all be parameters that we can vote on. You can also see the status of the current buyback in this diagram here, and this overview shows you exactly the order that they've placed via 1inch, so nice and transparent from this team. In terms of the official integrations, IOST, Elrond, Solana, Moonstake, Nulls, Tomochain, Injective, and Crust. But on top of this as well, the Graph have joined in by launching a node fully funded by their pre-sale Graph investors. And as we know, the Graph is a pretty big project here with a huge market cap, created quite a stir upon its token launch. And those pre-sale investors have actually invested 1 million GRT to commence this node operation. So clearly there's a lot of appetite from individuals to not only gain the staking rewards from their GRT, but to also gain those ramp rewards and then take some of that GRT capital and go and deploy it in liquidity farming and other means on DeFi. So as you can see, Ramp is a value add to the user base of these projects. They're actually going out of their way now to integrate Ramp and get them to run a node. The indexer node that's been set up will distribute 50% of all node rewards for these GRD delegators to the Ramp DeFi indexer node. And again, the profits generated from this GRT node shall be used to repurchase Ramp and sent to the Burn wallet address. So the more projects that actually partner with Ramp, the greater the amount of staking assets they have, the greater the buybacks, the greater the burn levels, the more support on 1inch. So this is a great feedback loop and one to really take note of. It gives Ramp some awesome fundamentals and tokenomics that will be picked up by the wider crypto space over time. And currently at a price of around 15-16 cents, I think it is a bit of a bargain. So this is app.rampdefi.com. This is where you can actually stake your non-ERC20s and get going with Ramp, but they've also got the vaults on here as well. So if you buy some Ramp tokens, you can either become a Uniswap liquidity provider, and if you deploy this via here, you will get a lot of Ramp tokens. 341% is the current APY, so you can get involved with this if you want to be an LP, or if you simply want to buy some Ramp tokens and stake them for a 17% APY like I've done. You select this. I initially put in around 50,000 and I've gained 1,680 thus far, and now I'm going to stake some more. So I bought some more this morning, and all you have to do is click max and then stake and then pay that lovely ETH gas fee. And finally, to mention, on the note of that roadmap item when they talked about partners that are into content creation, I think potentially Lark could be one of these guys, but I know that Elio Trades is one of these guys as he announced it in one of his videos over the last 2 days. And both of these guys are very smart gentlemen, and they do not put random stuff out on their channels. I think they realize the impact that they have and the responsibility they have to actually put out good content and to put out good calls. So they've both been mentioning Ramp recently, and Ramp has a market cap under $20 million. So you really need to take note when individuals of this caliber mention projects like these. So I hope you enjoyed this Ramp update, and remember to subscribe to the channel for future updates as I will look to cover Ramp as the ecosystem develops. Thank you for watching, and goodbye till next time.